So, journeys. I shared some about my family along these and how we are counted, and the journeys matter. Some of you get tired of hearing about strange characters in the family. Well, sorry, but I inherited them. And journeys take us along some strange paths. Now, I told you that my grandmother, or those of you who've been here, told you that my grandmother was raised by somebody who was not her biological parents. Well, the man that she knew as her father was not an American citizen for a long time. He was an immigrant from Sweden. Do you know where Sweden is? It's across the pond. It's up. It's cold. And so, young man Erlandson wanted to escape from that cold place and to go to a place of opportunity. He ended up in another cold place called Grand Rapids. Have you ever wondered if God is? Have you ever wondered if the Holy Spirit really protects you? Well, young man Erlandson had no reason to doubt that. Like me, he's a favorite for being detained by international authority. And young man Erlandson, can't remember his first name, all I know is got detained in this little country called Great Britain. Do you know where that is? Crossed the pond, and he had a ticket for a boat ride. Anybody want to guess what boat he had a ticket for? Yeah, starts with a T, called the Titanic, and they detained him, so he missed that trip. Any of you ever miss a trip because you didn't make the connecting on time? And sometimes God is in the picture. So his journey was long and arduous because he didn't make the boat that he was supposed to be on. And then you get the news that, well, that boat didn't make it to where it needs to go. A journey can be difficult. They can be difficult rides. They can be difficult methods. Have you ever ridden a camel? Or tried to ride a donkey? It's not comfortable. Well, on this particular journey, you've got a woman who is very much in pregnancy. Riding on a donkey for part of that journey, if not all of it, on a really rough road. Did you ever find any soft roads while we were in Israel, other than the highway that some individual paid for? Lots of rocks, no level ground. It's hard enough to walk on, but to be on an animal on that journey, it was tough. You have to have the picture painted so you can visualize part of the journey that they are on. And they are going on a multiple days journey to get from what we know as the north of Israel down to Bethlehem, near Jerusalem, for something that the government has mandated. Guess what? A few weeks or a few short months, you all are going to get that. But you won't have to journey far for it. The census is coming. Mary and Joseph, they have to go to Bethlehem to be counted. Sorry, you can't do in Nazareth. Nobody's going to call you on the phone. They're not going to come knocking at your door where you are now. They're going to say you have to go back to where you have to go. To West Virginia, to Minnesota. Anywhere else? Wisconsin? Indiana? Some of you are not getting the right place. You're thinking about what? Right? But that's not where you go. If I were to go where I grew up, I'd go to Six Lakes. Any of you know where that is? We got a few, but if you get natural gas in Michigan and it comes from Mishcon or whatever they call themselves now, it's come through my little town. Second largest storage facility of natural underground storage in the world. You don't want anything to explode there. I would not go to Six Lakes or to Edmore, where I was born, in a hospital that's no longer a hospital. I would have to go to Balmer. Do you know where Balmer is? She says no. You want me to tell you how we say it in Michigan? Go to Baltimore. Because Baltimore is where Molly Welsh came to the American Maryland. Baltimore is where she bought the two slaves, where she freed the two slaves, where she... So the journey of the family has... For Joseph, the journey of the family has to go back to where So to the little small town of Bethlehem we go. The journey is important. The connection to family is important. Being counted was important. Not just so the occupation powers can control things, but to be counted is to be known. To be counted is to be claimed. To be counted is to be. And in the prophecies of the Old Testament, that counting is important. Why do we learn about 52 generations of Jesus' lineage? Because to be counted is important. When you were created, you were counted in the census of God's love. You were counted as a precious creation of God. How's the saying go from Tennessee? That's where the Pastor Wolf is from. She said, you are a precious child of God. You are beloved. And you are beautiful. Not only in God's sight, but in ours. This journey that we are on is the journey to Bethlehem and the place of Jesus' birth. It is the to where God's promise is revealed in a new way. And where God's promise is extended out beyond the Israelites to all. For God gave Jesus. And what's the rest of that phrase? And that key word is whoever or whoever. God counted beyond those that were originally in the covenant. Lynn's like, you cut me off. Where the connecting word is, connecting word is whosoever or whoever. And the whoever, if you want to know who it is, go home or go to the bathroom or open up your purse and pull out a mirror if you got it with a mirror in it. And look in that mirror. And you'll see the whosoever. For the reason of the count is to make sure that no child is left behind. That's not what the occupying forces wanted, but that's what God called. For unto us a child is to be born. Will save the world by saving souls, by opening up the gates of heaven, that all who seek that relationship may enter in. Whether you are perfect or not, whether you are right all the time or not, whether you've stumbled in the journey or not, whether you've made a mistake or have a regret or not, whether you have perfected love or not. Jesus said, whosoever seeks this relationship shall find it. For a child was born, and a child grew, and that one leads. And this is the reason for the season. Not just the birth, but what is